Well, hello. This is gonna be a slightly different video. This has been requested for a while and it's how I get my hair this way. I am a professional, so I don't recommend you doing this yourself at home. I recommend you going to a professional because this is very easy to fuck up yourself. So, having said that, just watch. All right, so I have everything set up on my makeup table all ready to go. I've already mixed my lightener. Everything I'm using is professional. You can find it, but you'll be paying a pretty large amount of money for it. I have my lightener here, which is my Matrix. I have a 40 volume developer, which I have mixed already in a bowl. As you can see, I will undoubtedly need more, but I always start with a little bit. Now I'm going into my Olaplex, which I'm sure everybody and their mother's heard of. They have shampoo, conditioner. I'm going to be adding a little under 1/8 of an ounce, and this is going to help protect my hair as it lifts. All right, everything is mixed fully now, and I'm ready to begin. Now, Olaplex not only protects your hair, but when you're adding it to your lightener, it is also going to lower your developer volume. So what was once a 40 volume, this has now been lowered to about a 30 volume because this knocks it down and dilutes it about 10 volume. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. And now we're gonna start. Don't forget gloves. This lightener will eat your skin away. And I'm gonna start kind of in real time, but as I get further, I'm just gonna speed it up because it'll get really repetitive real fast. All right, so I always start in the middle and I always start at the top. It's what I can see the easiest. And I'm saturating the hair and I'm making sure to not get any of the bleach on onto the hair that's already been pre-lightened and colored pink. After I've done the middle part, I will pull my hair back and then just do my front hairline. Now I'm sectioning my hair into 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And this will just kind of help keep everything kind of in its place because it's real easy to skip spots if you're just kind of not using any kind of order. And especially when you're doing it on yourself. When you're doing it on someone else, it's a bit easier to pay attention to what you're doing. And people are always like, well, who does the back for you? I do the back. Very carefully. And I've definitely missed spots in the past. If somebody's home, I'll have them kind of look through it and let me know if I need to touch up some spots, but more often than not, I'll miss a spot or two. But you know what? I can't see it, so I don't care. 9 times out of 10, most people and these sections I'm taking are very, very thin. I mean, I can't even tell you how thin they are because I'm not a real big mather. And you can see I'm getting it on the pink and it's lifting already. So that's what happens to pre-lifted hair. And the reason I waited so long to do my roots was because I was trying to get this freaking purple out. I don't know why I put it in last time. I don't like purple. I've been doing pink to my hair so long that this pink is stained, like my hair is stained pink. I'm gonna freshen it up today because, like I said, I have a wedding to go to this weekend and I don't want it to look like complete shit. But I could literally leave it like this for months and it'll stay pink. I mean, it'll never come out. It'll fade gradually, but it will never come out. All right, this is where it's gonna get tedious. I'm gonna fast forward through everything and I'll come back when I'm done processing. All right, so since you won't be able to see me actually doing anything at the back except going like this, I'm not even gonna film that part. So I will come back right before I rinse it out and show you what it's like after processing for so long. So I'll be right back. All right, everything is done, the back's finished. Overall, the whole thing took about 20 minutes. I can do it pretty fast. I know it looked like I did it really messy, but I mean, I guess I kind of did, but I also done this a million times, so I know what I'm doing. So I can do it kind of messy and know that I didn't fuck it up, but perfect example of like weird shit that can happen. The purple that I put on my hair, I touched it with the bleach is touching it, and it's pulling green. Do you see this? It's the weirdest thing. There's a salon in England that has this crazy Instagram page. It's called, the salon itself is called Not Another Salon. And it's like this super cool salon. I think the owner's name is named Sophia Hilton. She's just the most fun, like, anyway. They do a lot of these hair classes like in their salon and at other salons in the UK. And she did one class and she showed they were lifting blue out of someone's hair and the underlying color was like red. So these kind of fashion shades can have the weirdest colors underneath, like their undertones. One big thing that I used to get that is basically every hairstylist's nightmare is when somebody comes in with box color and it's black and they're like, I want to be platinum. The first thing I want to say to this person is, honey, that's not possible. Probably not today. If it is possible, it'll be in like 30 visits and probably after a few $1,000s. Because under each layer of color that's removed from your hair, there's an undertone. And under black is always red, and then orange, and then a lighter orange, and then a lighter yellow orange, and then yellow, and then blonde. But to get through all those layers, it takes Lightener. And using Lightener all those times is very damaging. So most people don't want to go through all those steps. I remember I did a client years ago who was also a friend and is now an ex-friend because of this. So she was a friend like who I hadn't seen since like childhood, so she wasn't like a good friend or anything, but I explained to her all these things, and I am the real way I am here in real life. Like I'm a realist. If you come into me and say, I want this done to my hair, I will tell you all the good and the bad of what's going to happen or what may happen or whatever. So this girl came in and she had been doing years and years of black and brown box dye and she wanted to be blonde. And I said, we're gonna call her Karen. Well, Karen. And I explained and I made sure, she didn't actually come in, I'm lying. I have it all like in text messages, and this was years ago. And she had said, you know, I want blonde. And I said, okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now. It's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take more than one visit, and it's going to take, like, it's gonna take a few $100s probably. And she's like, okay. I said, you know, the first visit, you know, we'll do a bunch of highlights and we're gonna break through the blonde. And when you leave, you'll probably just be a slightly lighter brown, but you're not gonna be blonde. And she's like, okay. And she left. She wasn't blonde, like she was a lighter brown, but she wasn't like black haired anymore. She called like my regional manager and said, you know, I lied and I charged her and I didn't give her what she wanted and all this stuff. And I sent my regional manager all of our text messages and she's like, well, listen, it's our policy. I have to give her her money back because she complained, but you know, obviously you told her what you should have and you didn't do anything wrong. You're not gonna be deducted any money, but whatever. Like people they don't wanna put in the time and the money to get their hair safely to what they wanna do. This is kind of where I'm going with this. I'm going to have blonde roots today, but I'm going to wait until tomorrow to do my pink because I want my hair to rest. My hair is going to be fragile today. My scalp is going to be kind of irritated. And a lot of people can do this in one day, but I choose because I can. I don't have anywhere to go tonight. You know, I'm just gonna be home. So I'm just gonna let my hair, after I rinse everything out, I'm gonna let my hair rest overnight and then tomorrow morning I will be back and we can finish the pink. So now I'm back looking amazing. This has been on my head for about, so why I have a bag on my head is to keep some of the heat from my scalp in to help the Lightener process. But I also spray a little bit of water inside of this cap to keep the Lightener hydrated and moist. I know everybody loves that word, but this also helps it from drying out because once Lightener dries out, it's less effective. That's why when we get foils in our hair for highlights and stuff, or when, you know, somebody has a balayage and stuff like that, not all balayages, but sometimes you'll see them like put saran wrap on or foil or mesh sheets. It's to hold the moisture in and to kind of keep them in place and everything. I'm probably right now to about a level like 8. I want to be closer to a 9, 10. We're pretty light, but I want to tone some of that yellowy orange out. So I'm gonna let it go probably like another 10 minutes and then we should be good. And then next time you see me, my hair will be dry, washed, and I will be ready to put the pink on. All right, so we're back. My roots are blonde. They're not as toned down as I wanted them to be, but it'll still work. I have all of my hair color in front of me that I'm going to be mixing, and I will show you what I do right now. I have my end mixture and my root mixture, which is obviously both different. I get asked a lot what my pink I love, and if I had to pick only one pink to use for the rest of my life, it would be this, and this is called Special Effects, and this shade is Atomic Pink. Now, the reason I mix it though, sometimes I want to deepen it, maybe change the tone a little bit, and that's kind of why I do my mixing. There's no real rhyme or reason or any scientific, anything like concrete behind my mixing method. It's just to kind of get that perfect pink that I'm looking for. Sometimes I find it, sometimes I don't, but pink is pink is pink. So I have about 4 shades that I'm mixing, 4 or 5 shades I'm mixing for my root color, and about 4 that I'm mixing for my end color. So for my root shade, I'm starting with my Atomic Pink. I'm then going in with Paul Mitchell. I love this color line because first off, this tube is just gigantic. There's like 6 ounces of color in here. This is more of like a red shade, and this is gonna deepen it up a little bit. And I'm literally only using like a drop. And this will kind of deepen it and give it a tiny, tiny bit of warmth. Then I'm gonna go in with Joice. This is the color intensity, and this is in Magenta. Same thing. I'm just doing kind of just like a little dollop. Then I'm going into RUSK, and this is their Deepshine Direct Advanced color. And this is in the shade pink. So I'm gonna use mostly this and my Atomic Pink as like the base. My root shade is always about a shade or 2, sometimes more darker than my end shade, because I like that kind of rooty shadowed look. And I do not waste color. If there's like a good mix of color left, I will put it into a glass jar with a lid and save it for next time. Now, if this was like, I would never use it like on a client, but since I'm just using this on myself, I definitely will reuse it if I have some left. All right, don't forget your gloves because you will stain yourself. So again, I'm doing the exact same thing I did with the bleach. I'm dividing my hair into 4 quadrants just to kind of keep it, and see, you can still see that freaking minty green in my hair. That's so crazy. And now I'm going to go through and kind of do my hairline. Now this is the worst part for me because this is where I end up getting a perfect kind of line around my forehead, because you need to keep up and clean around your hairline because this will stain your skin like no tomorrow. So like, so you see how like it's a perfect line? So as soon as I put this on, I need to keep going in and like clean it. So it doesn't stain my skin, but I want it to stain my hair. So what I'm gonna do is kind of go in like this and kind of make it jagged a little bit. And then go in with my finger and kind of rub it around to kind of make it a little messy. I don't want you to see like that line. It should be like kind of messy looking. So years ago, my hair was like blue at the time. Now I leave my colors on for like 2 or 3 hours. Well, back in the day, before Louie was around, I would leave my color on literally all day, sometimes even all night. Like I would sleep with it in my hair. Well, one time in particular, I did that. I would have like a plastic cap on I would be sleeping with. Well, obviously you don't remember you have it on in the middle of the night, you're sleeping. I rolled around and half of my face was stained blue for like a week. It was great. So today I will be leaving this on for about 2 or 3 hours. I'm kind of kicking myself because I hate the way my color looks the first week it's done. Like I like it after about 2 or 3 washes. I'm gonna hate it for this wedding, which totally sucks. All right, and now I'm gonna turn the camera off and finish the back because you can't see that part anyway. Such a dick. I totally just got pink all over my vanity. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't. Pink's all over my roots. Now I'm gonna go in and do my ends. So before I do that though, I want to comb out basically blend down my root color just so when I put my end color on, it's like a smooth transition. And I'm using this, it's called a WOWComb. If you just look it up on Instagram, you can find the account and you can find out if you can get it or not if you're interested in it. But the reason it's special is because it has this roller in the middle, so color doesn't bunch up and like distribute color all through your hair. It just kind of evenly smooths it instead of pulling it all the way down. It's awesome. All right, now we're gonna go in with my end color. So I'm using the same bowl. I have a little bit left of that root color, but not enough to do too much damage. So now I'm gonna go in with my base for my end color. All right, so I have another bottle of Special Effects, but this is in the shade Cupcake Pink. So this is my like go-to end color, but again, I'm mixing. So I'm going in with Cupcake Pink first. This is a more like blue-based cool pink, but I'm also adding warm pinks to this. But all the pinks I'm adding right now are all light. Like there's no deep pinks that are going into this right now. So these are empty, so these will be going into my empties bin, and I have to reorder more. I have to remember for next time. Like it is like this gorgeous neon pink. It's crazy. I'm gonna go in with some of this Framesi bold color in rose gold, which is, a lot of these are professional colors that are hard to find if you're not a professional, but I am, so it's not an issue for me. All these colors are very, very similar with just a hint of a difference here and there. Again, I'm probably gonna have to mix up more, but for now, we're just gonna go in and give it a go. So I'm gonna start on this side because this is the side that I normally part my hair on if I'm going to part it. If it's not parted in the middle, it's parted on this side. So I'm gonna start up and run my finger to where the dark is, and I'm gonna blend that color together so it's gonna fade from dark to light. Now this isn't an excruciating process for me because I'm just kind of refreshing my color and doing my roots. If this was a color you were starting from scratch, this would be a very long and tedious process. And again, for the most part, I'm just gonna do the front for you, and then the back, I'm just gonna do off camera. A few people have asked me if there's any colors that I haven't done or would never do, and the only colors I've never done like all over my hair are orange and yellow. I've done every other color. I'm gonna go through again, use that comb, smooth everything through. Don't be too aggressive when you do this because your hair is in a fragile state. Which is why also, like when you're brushing your hair, always start at the bottom to get the knots out. Because if you start here, you're ripping your hair like from the root, so you're more likely to damage it. Just some FYI. And also, I am always down to answer any hair questions. So if you ever have any, make sure you leave them and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. So now I'm going to clean around my hairline a little bit. Now I'm going to do the rest of my ends in the back and let it process for about 2 to 3 hours, and I will be back to show you the finished result. I want to do like that reveal thing where it's like, oh, first it looked this way and now it looks this way. All right, so my shadow root didn't work out that well. It kind of looks mostly one color, and this is why. I did not lift my root to the blondest it should have been. I rushed it. So this is what I'm left with. But you know what? I don't even care. It looks 10 times better. It's still all pink. It looks even. The ends will lighten on their own every time I wash it, so I'm happy. And I don't look like a freaking mess. I think next time I'm going to do something different. Maybe not to the whole head, but I'm gonna do something different. I already have an idea in my head. It might be a disaster because I'm gonna have to remove some of this pink. And I'm talking like disaster, like I may have to shave something. So stay tuned. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it and leave me a comment below with your thoughts and opinions, unless you're like being a dick, then otherwise just save it. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.